Hello, everybody. My name is Molly Fitz. I'm going to be doing the first speech for the public speaking class. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Molly Fitz. I'm an 18-year-old college freshman at SkyCTC, majoring in special education. A lot of people ask me why I chose special education for my major. One of the reasons behind it is because when I was a senior in high school, I helped special needs kids that needed help the most. We would go to breakfast, get what they needed, and also help them with the basic schoolwork, like math, English, reading, and science. Some of the things that are difficult to them but simple to us. Every single day that I would walk into the classroom, I would help them with everything that they needed. They would always give me the best smiles in the world and make my day 10 times better. Some of my hobbies that I like to do outside of the classroom is spend time with my family and friends and just laugh until we can't anymore. I recently moved into my new apartment. I love the feeling of being independent. Whenever I was little, I'd always wanted to move out and be the person that I am as soon as possible. I love to adventure and just figure out what's out there. As the college student, sometimes people say, well, she's a college kid. She can't do it by herself. I love to prove people wrong. Another thing I enjoy in my free time is going to church. I love to be able to learn more about the Lord and teach them to others. My grandmother is one of those biggest supporters that I can depend on for anything. Recently, I got saved. If you're not religious and you don't know what saved meant, it means that letting God into your heart 100% and really truly believing that He died on the cross for you and your sins. During that process that I was up on the altar, I was crying and praying that Lord would let me in. He did. In my church, they have you give a brief speech of what happened and how you knew that everything was okay. Okay. As I stood in front of my church and just after being saved, I still had tears rolling down my face, so you could barely hear what I was saying. My grandma had asked me the night before if I thought I was saved, and I began to tell her that I had no clue. But every time that Pastor Ronnie would get up on the altar and preach, I would always have the urge to go up to the altar and just get on my knees. She told me that that's what I needed to do, but I'd be prepared to tell my testimony. At that time, I didn't know what a testimony was. A testimony is kind of like a speech. You have to give it of your story. I really didn't have time to prepare for it, though, because everything happened so fast. I haven't done many speeches, but the speeches that I have done, I vaguely remember. For example, in 6th grade, I had to perform a speech of the whole class. I had to write a biography, and I chose Harriet Tubman. Naturally, I have a tendency to speak pretty fast, so instead of 4 minutes, my speech was 3 minutes. I practiced in front of my brother and my grandparents. They gave me feedback about what I should change and how I should do it. Being young and not very prepared, I started nervously laughing in front of the whole class, which was pretty embarrassing. In this class this semester, I hope that I can overcome the fear and become a better speaker for speeches in my future. Thank you.